There's a site in northern Michigan, extreme northern Michigan in the UP. I've been contacted about a site in Arizona in the Phoenix area where they're reporting these incredible anomalies. And these sites, the difference that separates them from other sites is that there are accredited scientists presently involved with studying and measuring what's going on at these sites. And I can't say a whole lot more about either of them because I've been asked to keep some of it private other than to describe it generally. But this is happening right now. And I would expect that within the next couple of years, we're going to see more and more evidence of these gateways. And we're talking about scientists from brand-name universities who are involved, who are starting to take this very seriously.
Can you talk at all about the nature of what was, let's see, how can I put this? The nature of what was seen or experienced with these gateways without telling me?
Yep, very similar to what you're describing. I've been sent videos that show what appear to be craft coming and going through these gateways. There's
Really?
always this notion of the bright light, the tunnel of light that opens up, and objects seeming to come and go from those holes in space, those points of light.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's absolutely stunning.
This really is stunning, and it's major universities doing the research.
It's individuals from major universities. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I know one gentleman is writing a book about this site in northern Michigan that's going to be out later this year, if not early next year, with scientists from the University of Michigan involved.
Wow. I would certainly like to know more about that, and ask me if I'd like to have them on the radio.
Absolutely. Well, this goes to a proposal that was put forward in the 70s by a philosopher named Dr. Oliver Reiser. He put this forth a theory concerning the memory field, and he argued that Earth is really a living being, a giant creature, an egg, with the plant and animal kingdoms forming on its surface. And he viewed the eastern and western hemispheres as analogous to the right and left hemispheres of the brain. And together, what he says is they're spinning out lines of force, wires, if you will, that are weaving an electromagnetic society, a field, a new field, maybe even the field of the blessed that the Egyptians talk about. And he thinks that Reiser thought that all of human history was aimed at awakening of this planetary brain. And it suggests to me that maybe that's what we're seeing in these hot spots that are suddenly becoming so amazingly prevalent and relevant, because it could be that our new technological influence that's happened just in the past 50 years is wiring the brain of the planet. And so what we're starting to see at these instances are the equivalent of neurons that are firing, but also gateways that are opening up.
Boy, there you go. So you think it's possible that ancient gods did travel via these stargates?
I'm personally convinced of it, and it's very personal, too, because the same Egyptian god Ptah that is credited with the creation of the craft of the gods, and I use that word craft very intentionally, is also, according to Egyptian hieroglyphic dictionaries, responsible for the creation of the human body. In fact, Ptah's hieroglyph has a double helix written into his hieroglyph. Traditional Egyptologists say it's nothing more than twisted flax, but it's clearly a double helix. And so it suggests to me, and this is the point of focus of my research, is that the human body is designed as an interface with these gateways. Mm-hmm. And this is why it becomes such a transitional phase in our civilization once we wake up to this idea that these gateways are real and that this is, in fact, the original sacred science of the gods.
And the double helix is the key?
And the double helix is the key. I believe that embedded within our DNA are the instructions for making this transition. And a key quote that I always like to use comes from Jesus in the Pistis Sophia, and I'll just paraphrase it, where he says, "Don't do anything except find the purifying mysteries that will transform you into a being of pure light so that you can inherit the light of my kingdom."
Wow.
That's a very specific mission statement about why we're on this planet. It is to absorb these teachings, to transform ourselves into a being of light so that we can inherit the light of the kingdom. And I interpret the kingdom not as an earthly place, but as the garden of hundreds of billions of galaxies that inhabits the known universe.